Hey everyone, what's going on? It's If You Have to Pick Three. It's Matt.
And it's Zach.
This is our, top three show. If you've never joined us for one of these before, I think you're in for a little bit of a treat. This time, with the weather changing and everybody losing their shit because it's fall and it's pumpkin weather now, I figured what a better time to talk about some of your favorite drinking songs. So if you have to pick three favorite drinking songs this time.
Because let's be honest, drinking to silence is just sad. You need a good soundtrack to make you feel a little joyful about whatever drink of choice you have, whether it's alcoholic, non-alcoholic. Let's be honest, it's probably alcoholic. There's so many great drinking songs. Figure we have good old-fashioned debate. Maybe I'm drinking, who knows? You know what I am drinking actually?
A beverage.
I am drinking a beverage, and it's non-alcoholic. Yes. And not only is it non-alcoholic, not only is it full of caffeine, but guess what? I'm drinking our own brand of coffee.
That's right. We've teased it a little.
I'm actually saying that out loud.
Yeah, we teased it a little bit in the past.
Mm-hmm.
You might have seen some famous rock stars holding up the bag in our Instagram posts.
Thank you, Pearl Jam and the baby from the Nirvana Nevermind cover for promoting our coffee brand. But we worked with Rootless Coffee Co., who came on as a sponsor recently, and they've actually partnered with a bunch of brands, whether they're musicians, artists, and podcasts like us to produce their own coffee. I mean, it's a unique way to help brands engage with their audiences through their own different passions. And we've said it before, Matt and I are huge coffee drinkers. So when we had the opportunity to actually work with Rootless to release our own blend, we just were so excited. And we couldn't, it's been kind of like the worst kept secret ever since we started working with Rootless that we were going to have our own coffee brand. So go to rootlesscoffee.com and order yourself a bag of Epic Footnote Roast. It's delicious coffee. And on top of that, if you want to try out some of the other blends that Rootless Coffee produces, you can use the code Epic Roast, all caps, and receive 15% off of your order.
Yeah, if you want our specific coffee, click on the partners link on there, and then you'll find the blue bag. It is amazing. I mean,
I can't believe it.
It's incredible to see our little podcast, our little corner of the internet with its own coffee. So if you like dark chocolate, you like a little bit of a nutty flavor, some dried fruit hints in there, it's so good. I can't say enough about it. And they did a great job, Rootless. So yeah, just head on over rootlesscoffee.com, click on the partners link to get our coffee. If you want any of the other coffees that are actually really good on there as well.
Really good.
Make sure you use the code Epic Roast at checkout, 15% off your entire order.
Well, unfortunately, there's not that many great coffee songs, but there's plenty of great beverage-related songs. Matt, do you mind if I go first?
I kind of figured you'd want to.
Yeah, because I'm kind of a jerk.
Sure. Go ahead.
All right. I'm going to first start off by saying, surprisingly, none of my three songs that I picked are related to beer. But I feel like the first one that I chose I went with because, when you hear it instantly, you think escapism. You think just being on a beach. You just think not worrying about anything else going on in the world. Even if you don't like this particular artist, you can't help but just find yourself feeling relaxed, feeling as if you already are drinking said beverage in the song. I am, of course, talking about Jimmy Buffett's classic 1977 hit, Margaritaville. I'm sure you can name a million different Jimmy Buffett songs about alcohol or some sort of beverage or drinks, but I mean, you don't get more classic than Margaritaville. Wherever you are with a drink in your hand, it's just an easy song to belt out drunk, like raise it away again, Margaritaville. Like it's just you kind of almost feel tipsy just from listening to it. So I had to go with Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. And second, kind of in a similar vein, as soon as you listen to it, you just feel kind of relaxed and soothed and even cool. So Margaritaville, maybe you feel a little corny, but this song, the second pick, you kind of feel like a badass. You feel like you're at a party and you're like the coolest person in the room when you sing it. And you act like you kind of know the lyrics, even though you probably don't know it past the first verse. Of course, I'll give you a clue. 1, 2, 3 into the 4. Snoop Doggy Dogg. I don't even know the rest of it. I'm talking about Gin and Juice by the one and only Snoop Dogg. First off, it's just a great example of the fun West Coast kind of hip hop song. And again, you just feel like it's still one of those songs that it's almost 30 years old, and you still feel like it could be a cool song to just party to at any kind of house party. So I know Snoop Dogg, of course, you think more about pot than you do alcohol, although he's got plenty of songs about drinks, and he's got his own wine too. In fact, Matt, we're probably going to have to review, if we ever get to do Far Beyond Flavor again, I think we should test out Snoop Dogg's wine brand at some point, don't you think?
That was made by 19 Crimes, correct?
I believe so, actually. And they have some pretty good wines too.
Yeah, they do. And what's interesting, this is going to go really off topic here, but since we're talking about drinking, what they do is really cool. And I'm very curious to see how they did this. They have a sort of an augmented reality label, and you download their app and hold it over the label, and it plays a video. And I'm curious what Snoop does on the label.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, it's Snoop. This is my wine.
Yeah, yes. If anyone saw New Year's Eve with Snoop, you'll get what that reference. But to me, just Gin and Juice, just a fun drinking song, party song. Had to go with that. Now, my third and final pick. It's a 2-minute instrumental. And literally the only lyrics in it are the alcohol reference to it. But as soon as you hear it, you most likely think about Pee Wee Herman dancing on top of a bar in front of a bunch of bikers who had a little, maybe too much of this drink as well. You just automatically think of just kind of going wild, despite it being recorded in 1958. Of course, I'm talking about Tequila by the Champs. It literally, it's just another song. Like if you hear it at a bar, you almost start impersonating Pee Wee Herman on the bar, or you just automatically start partying, despite literally only being a one-worded song. So to me, I think that's just the power of music and just the right kind of just mood of a fun, upbeat, sax-heavy song. And it's just perfect for hearing it at a bar, no matter, even if you're not drinking tequila, although it definitely is better if you drink tequila to it. So to recap, Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville, Snoop Doggy Dogg's Gin and Juice, and the Champs Tequila.
Yeah.
Those are my 3 picks. So Matthew, what say you? What are your 3 picks before we debate it?
Yeah. So you're
just going to do Snoop Dogg impersonation throughout the whole rest of the episode, aren't you?
Yeah. Pretty much. So none of my songs are, I think, what you would typically think when you're thinking of well, maybe a couple of them. I don't know. I think my list is slightly different than yours because I'm trying to put myself in a couple of different places, because depending on where you are, either in life or geographically, I think you're going to feel one way or another about a couple different songs. So the first one I'm going to talk about is actually kind of a country classic, and I think it kind of helped push a very popular drinking phrase. This song, I'm going to admit, I'm not the biggest country fan. I actually kind of like this song, and the chorus of the song from Mr. Alan Jackson just says, "Pour me something tall and strong, make it a hurricane before I go insane. It's only 12:30, but I don't care, because it's 5 o'clock somewhere." Alan Jackson, and you actually mentioned him before, Jimmy Buffett. So that is going to be my first song, because you know what? Who doesn't want it to be 5 o'clock? It's, well, actually, we're recording this right now. It's the middle of the week on Wednesday, and and I wish it was 5 o'clock on a Friday. So yes, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Alan Jackson and Jimmy Buffett. The second song that I'm going to pick, this one kind of almost an end of the night drinking song. And if you are in a very Irish bar, and I tend to think that a lot of the best ones are, you might hear it on the jukebox toward the end of the night, especially if you're in the Boston area. This one just simply is the Dropkick Murphys in a very easy song to sing while you're drinking. It's "Kiss Me, I'm Shitfaced" on the Blackout album. And finally, one that actually my wife kind of reminded me of back when we had our partying days back in the mid 2000s. Very popular song that actually was first introduced on a greatest hits album, and I was kind of surprised that a song this popular came from a greatest hits album. But yeah, it was the lead single, and Pink with "Raise Your Glass," because I mean, who doesn't want to, dance around, jump around, raise your glass, to this song? It's a really catchy song, and it's just a great song to party to. So, for no particular reason, those are my top 3 drinking songs. So, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, Alan Jackson and Jimmy Buffett, Pink with "Raise Your Glass," and the Dropkick Murphys, "Kiss Me, I'm Shitfaced."
So you went with the acts of drinking.
Yes.
Well, I went with the beverages themselves. Interesting.
Correct.
Very interesting.
See, I was also going to go down your road a little bit, but I decided because I really feel like it's too long of a song. So I guess this is an honorable mention, but it's definitely way too long of a song to kind of party to. And yes, it is a song about alcohol. It's about 3 alcohols. It's 1 bourbon, 1 scotch, and 1 beer by George Thorogood and the Destroyers on that self-titled album. So actually, I found another one of his that I kind of like too with "I Drink Alone." Mm-hmm. But then again, it's no fun drinking alone. But I guess if you really want it to be 5 o'clock somewhere, you don't mind drinking alone every now and again.
I'm a little surprised. I kind of thought you would pick, I really thought you were going to pick AC/DC's "Have a Drink on Me." I don't know why.
If you're going to drink to any AC/DC song, I honestly think it's "You Shook Me All Night Long."
Yeah, that's true. I also was torn. I ended up not including these 2 particular songs because they're technically covers. Well, they're covers, not technically. They are covers. And I'm talking about Thin Lizzy's version of "Whiskey in a Jar." It's just a great version of that timeless Irish folk song. And then the Doors' "Alabama Whiskey" song.
I hate that song.
Oh, I love that song.
I hate that song.
Show me the way to the next whiskey bar.
I guess it sounds kind of like a clown song.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, no, and I hate Mr. Bungle, so I guess the whole clown thing, no.
Boo. I was also tempted to pick the Beastie Boys' "Brass Monkey," because Brass Monkey is the type of drink, and I always forget that that's an alcoholic song, but that's just a great song. Brass Monkey, that funky monkey. So, all right, we have chosen our 3. I'm not gonna lie, this is a little tough because I feel like my list is actually pretty damn solid.
And so is mine.
I don't know about that. So, before I make a proposal, because I think I have one in mind, which song from my list would you definitely want to put into the final 3? And I'll tell you which one of yours I want to put into the final 3.
Which one of your 3? I don't think gin and juice really makes me like. How do you want to quantify the final list? Do you want to say that it's like
what
the top
song is what song is so much fun to drink to that promotes drinking and also is actually fun to drink to? I think those are 2 key things. By the way, drink responsibly, please.
I don't think Snoop is that for me.
See, maybe not Snoop, but that song for sure. I mean, do you want to hear do you want to hear what I was gonna?
Yeah, let me hear your proposal. Let's go down that road first.
So my proposal will be Margaritaville, Snoop Dogg, Gin and Juice, and "Raise Your Glass" by Pink.
If we're doing one per artist, I would say because Jimmy Buffett's on that Alan Jackson song.
Unless if you want to have those 2 Jimmy Buffett songs cancel each other and replace it with the Champs Tequila.
No, that doesn't make me want to drink. All right, yeah, I guess we'll go with that. All
right, so there you have it. Our final 3 is Jimmy Buffett's classic Margaritaville. Snoop Dogg's Gin and Juice, and Raise Your Glass if you love by Pink, who I actually really love. That's a side comment, though. She's just great. And yeah, I always do forget that was on the Greatest Hits album and not.
You dirty little freak.
What was it in that song where it's like the fun like twist of words? Or am I thinking of a different Pink song?
So if you're too school for cool, I mean,
Yes.
and you're treated like a fool, you can choose to let it go, and we can always party on our own.
Yeah. It's just a fun song. All right, so there you go. Final three. Recap one more time. Pink's Raise Your Glass, Snoop Dogg's Gin and Juice, and Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. These are, in our opinion, the best drinking songs. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Were you listening at all, or were you too busy figuring out what you wanted to drink during this episode? If that was the case, go ahead, rewind, listen to it again. Then let us know also on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at Epic Footnote. Let us know what you think. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel to hear more podcasts like this, as well as check out some really cool video content. And once again, thank you to Rootless Coffee Co. Go to rootlesscoffee.com to buy your own bag of Epic Footnote Roast. Also use the code Epic Roast at checkout of any of their other original blends to receive 50% off. And you know what? If we do so well with this, man, I heard a rumor that we might be able to encourage our other sponsor, Lucky 13 Beard Co., to create a beard scent for us as well.
Just think about smelling like Epic Footnote, or think about smelling epic and making your beard feel real good. 10% off of small batch made beard balms and oils. Lucky 13, the number beardco.com. Use the code EFP10 at checkout. You're going to smell good, you're going to feel good, and you're going to look good. Maybe you'll smell epic in the future.
Thanks, everyone. Check out another episode real soon.
I found it. My lost shaker of salt.